Good morning. Well, it's been a couple of weeks, and man, that bad boy turned out so good. And I ain't joking. I mean, this thing turned into my favorite guitar. I mean, it just fits me perfectly. This thing just feathers in so nice. I found a stain. I think what they used before was more of a solid. You can kind of see that solid color. And then mine just not quite. And then you can see some of the little idiosyncrasies like right there and stuff like that we talked about before. But man, this thing turned out so good. And it's just, it just perfect. It fits my hand, fits my style, everything, man. This sounds good too. I got big old fat wires on there. I just got a heavy gauge set of strings and eliminated the number 1 E string. And then tuned it down to C sharp and then got some big old fat wires on there. It's just, the thing is great. So I'm gonna do the same thing to my electric, which is right here. This is a badass guitar too. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that's probably not worth anything to anybody because it doesn't have a name on it, but you can just see the craftsmanship right here. This thing was made by a guy named RENSON in Studio City, California. He's a pretty well-renowned guitar builder in like the 80s and 90s. He made this for my brother, Peter Climbs, who's like a legend in LA as well. And then Pete gave it to me. It's just a beautiful guitar. It was a telly when he gave it to me. I'm not really a telly guy. So I changed the bridge. On the back I put a solid bridge in. I cut out and put in a couple humbuckers. I think this is a Duncan, some sort of hot something, and this is like the Duncan PAF, like the original 57 Gibson. And then this thing just sounds and plays great. And this neck, again, another neck's what I have in my favorite guitar, but I mean, I like to wrap my fingers around, and this neck, man, it's the profile of this thing, and the feel of this thing is just, I mean, it's great. I don't even know how to describe it because it's just great to me. I don't know if everybody likes it. So anyway, I'm gonna turn this into a 5-string, and luckily it's pretty narrow. I mean, you can't really switch to a 5-string if you got a big old fat neck like a SG or something. So this thing I'm hoping will be okay. The problems that you got is you know, you're in a normal situation on 6 strings, your first string's right about there, about an 1/8 inch off the edge, probably a little less. Well, to make this a 5-string, I don't want too big a spacing, and I'm gonna have to sneak that in. So I'm gonna probably have to go to like 3/16 off the edge. And then the same thing down here, when I come down to this, I'm gonna re-drill this to 5 slots. And it'll have to come in, you know, probably 1/4. I mean, I don't want too big a spacing down there. I mean, that's the question. How big a spacing can you get away with when you're picking and like going from string to string, or how narrow is it be, and then how far off the neck here before you have to like create and cut a whole new neck? So I guess those are the things that I'm kind of dealing with. We'll see how it goes. Just had a drop D tuner here. So I just eliminated that and went with 5 here, and it should work out pretty good. And we'll see. If I don't like it, I can always kind of change the spacing on the bridge, and I can recut a nut if it's not right. But I'm gonna try to model that thing. Because that thing feels really, really good. Alrighty, let's see how it goes.